Right, hello, welcome to the stream. Howdy. Right, well, we're back with Anomaly, but we're going to be doing something a little different today. We're going to be starting the prep work for a permadeath run. So I want to look through perks, traits, all that stuff, so that we can get a sort of game plan. So, jump straight into it. There we go. Right, well, this is the save from before, which we won't be using. We kind of need to start a new game to get a new character. Back to the main menu momentarily. Let's hit new and confirm. So we'll have to do the vault bit before we get to the traits. Then we can have a proper look through the traits and see what we'll need. Let's get that. Then we'll level the character up artificially and see what's what.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
Howdy. Wake up. Okay, well, I mean, the first thing that we're going to have to pick is the initial special skills. We'll be raising these as we pick out the perks, might be anyway, but we'll need to decide what's going to be good at the start. Just put it here for a second. There we go. How are we doing today, Sumble? No, this isn't the mad scientist character, Sumble. That'll be for the crowd control. We'll get around to that. We're just doing prep for the permadeath character that we're going to be doing with the Anomaly pack. So I feel like endurance needs to take a bit of a lead. Fitness, survival there. Total health, action point loss from sprinting. Endurance needs to be a big one. There's your maximum settlement populations and alters prices of merchants. Okay, we can probably leave charisma. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Somble, nice and chill. Bonus experience, more skill points earned on level. So let me just put a point into each of those, just make sure they're the ones that we're going to be looking at. Maximum action points. It affects handguns, pickpocket, salvage, and stealth. Now we're going to need stealth. Look can maybe take a little bit of a back burner. Your run muscle governing how much you can carry and damage with melee. It also affects artillery, engineering, and robustness. I'd probably stick an extra point into strength. I don't know if I'd go any further than that, considering we only get 7 points. I almost feel like it would be 1 additional point into strength. 2 into endurance, 2 into intelligence, 1 into agility, and it leaves me with 1 extra. I'm gonna get a notebook to write this down on. I'm just gonna do it on a word pad, but I have to keep alt tabbing out of the game. That'll get really annoying. Needs lots of carry. See, I think we need to prioritize health, perks, skill points over carry weight. Like, I'll be open to suggestions for this. Obviously, we've done a little bit of a test playthrough, just non-permadeath. And like, what's the big things that kept getting me killed? Explosions. Because explosions are massively ramped up. Getting shot in the head. Which, I mean, there's only so much you can not get shot in the head. I think that last point's probably going to end up going into endurance. And I'm probably going to get the little book into endurance as well. So what do we got here? 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1. That may change when we get in. Okay, it really doesn't matter what we look like, so we're just testing. How are you doing today, son? Enter Anomaly. Fallout Anomaly default. Yeah, this doesn't matter. I'll probably stick God mode on when we're testing. Okay, so everything initialize. Yeah, realistically, we just need to get out of the vault, so... Sound's still off. What are you talking about? There we go. Yeah, I had to mutate the character creation because music's... Ooh. God mode disabled. Oh, I can't do God mode at all. Ah. Oh. Okay, well, we're going to have to get good while we're training then. Oh, there's radio stations. I'll listen to. Oh my god, all those levels lists. I mean, I won't be putting down things we'll be doing every single little thing. Like, we'll be grabbing the ring. Little things like that I don't need to do. Right, that's all those done. Jesus Christ. This... Does he have to keep shivering like that? Get the ring. I'm just testing simple. Sweet Jesus. Look what traits and perks and stuff like that's gonna help. Like, this isn't the actual permadeath character. Okay, so we get 3 skills to tag. It's gonna have to be survival, definitely. Definitely gonna have to be survival. Is 100% needed. Help me in the short term and them as well. Possibly stealth. It's going to be a very heavy stealth playthrough. So I think survival, stealth. Let's just drop the Fallout 3 New Vegas Pip-Boy for sale. Looks real good. Yeah, I saw the video where the team that built it showing it off. It looks pretty good. We got anything that helps, like, with health or experience-wise? Robustness is carry weight stuff. Medicine, maybe, for crafting things could be a good shout. It might be medicine. Expensive with almost $300 dues. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of stuff into it. Maybe fitness, actually. What will change your overall physique is through exercise, directly affecting your overall maximum amount of health points. I think it's got to be fitness. Out of those. Right, so we'll be going with survival, stealth, and fitness for this. 2 traits or none. Action points decreased by 30 due to your size, but you start with more health. I don't know, man. I need my action points to be sprinting away. A lot different. Sometimes raw physical talent just outshines real-world experience and genius. You gain a flat plus 10 skill points per level, unaltered by your intelligence bonus, but naturally gain plus 2 health per level. And skill points per level is pretty good. I don't know what the health increase per level usually is. All tiers of lock difficulty are immediately accessible, but the act of lock picking becomes much harder to perform. What? How much harder is much harder? I didn't see that one before. I might actually go for that. All tiers of terminal difficulty are immediately accessible, but you start with only 1 chance to guess the correct password. You gain plus 50 to your max carry weight, although your sell prices are penalized by 30%. No. Max health is lowered by 50, but you gain 30 AP. 50 health, 30 AP. 50 health, 30 AP. Those counter each other. Plus 2 perception while wearing glasses. The only issue with that is we're going to have to be putting gas masks on and off all the time. So I don't know if we can wear the glasses under those. But that could be a nice, easy plus 2 perception. That's a maybe. We don't want that. While below half health, you deal more damage in melee, but then also suffer more damage from enemy. Nope. Due to a bad leg, you move 15% slower, but your max carry weight increases by 50. I mean, 15 doesn't sound all that bad. The underwater depths frighten you to no end. Your swim speed and held breath time are halved, and you cannot learn aquatic perks. While on land, action points recover 25% faster. Tempting. Intimidation and Wasteland Whisperer increases by 10%, but you are 50% worse at sneaking. Absolutely not. Isn't it half gas masks? I don't know if they work with the gas mask mod. We don't want any of the ones that boost in light and decrease in dark or vice versa. None of those. Apparently a nuclear apocalypse isn't just a thrill. You cannot gain experience and will never progress beyond level 1, but most of your skills default to a cozy base value of 50. See, I mean, something like that is tempting in its own build, but that's fine to begin with, and then we'll get to the point where we kind of need those skills higher, but we'll be stuck at the 50. Your jump height is halved. The insight into staying low raises your stealth skill by 25, which is boosted further while sneaking. Vertically challenged. Well, I mean, how much are we actually jumping on things? It's half. Increase my stealth skill by 25. Let me choose that. In fact, before we choose that, that's tempting. Might go for that one. If anything, just to check it out. Gain +2 perception, charisma, intelligence, but lose 1. Nope. None of those. Trying to exclude a person who's got +10 with the hacking, lockpicking, and stealth skills. While inside, you gain more AP and more firearm accuracy, but suffer when outside. No, we don't want that. So I'm thinking we go for vertically challenged, and we check to see how much of a hindrance that jump reduction is. Like if I'm unable to say jump up onto a table, then maybe we're in trouble. And then honestly, I'm kind of tempted by the cat burglar one. Being able to get into top tier containers, it just means I need to be very careful with bobby pins. Means I could get my hands on some goods here, like really early. So let's trial out those 2 perks, those 2 traits even. And then we get a starter package. Is there anything that just looks like a survivalist? Savvy scavenger potentially standing out just on the name. Overprepared outdoorsman, maybe. Start the game with +10 in the following: chemistry, fitness, medicine, robustness, survival, and zoology. I'll look through all of these in more depth, but that seems like a pretty good one to go with. And there's some that would just definitely know we're not going to be doing, like Beastmaster, stuff like that. These are all specific playthroughs in themselves. It's something to counter the jump in. I don't know if there's anything that's going to counter it. Yeah, I mean, none of the names really sound like what I'd need for a permadeath character. Bonus perk line cannibal. The gluttonous fiend. I don't know if I want to. I mean, there's enough food anyway. We don't need to resort to cannibalism. It's... What was a savvy scavenger? You get survival +5. Start with a junk jet. Eh. I think it's got to be the overprepared outdoorsman, really. +10 in... All of those are great. Specifically fitness, medicine, and survival. Getting a +10 in robustness will help with carry weight as well. Yeah. I think that's probably what we'd go for. Overprepared outdoorsman. Can't believe I can't mod mode on. Wow. Still apply the mod config. Apply. Okay. Save that. That should all be applied. I do need to restart the game after that. We'll just wait for a second. If I quit out, I should have an exit save. I'd bet have an exit save. Let's get the game reloaded. Found when we started the test, we didn't restart for a little while and it was a little jank. Get that reloaded. So yeah, let's reload and what we get. We had explosions were a big issue for us. Getting shot in the head was a big issue. I need to make sure that we have plates at all times. And then realistically, it's not rushing into areas and not being dumb. So that'll be the biggest challenge. Reloading anytime today, game. Anytime today, game. Yeah, we've upped endurance. Survival skill should be up.
Good hunting, Stalker.
Yep, there we go. Things in order that we need to do is being able to purify, boil water as quick as possible. Please wait 5 seconds. Right, so let's say grab all the usual stuff, that's fine. I'm looking at stuff as if I need to actually grab it for this. Obviously, I will grab anything and everything that we need to grab from here when we're actually playing. Probably we also get all the med items. We also, more importantly, get cigarettes here. For an actual save. Just in case. Jumping in a moment.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
Okay, so that's the 50% jump. Like, I mean, where would I actually be jumping in the game? Like, at the very most, trying to scale up areas, you know, Skyrim climbing, or jumping on top of cars. We do have the option to slow down time. I've really been using it all that much because it absolutely demolishes the action points, but I may need to do it. Grab these. Oh, actually, how much carry weight did we start with? We've got 100 carry weight. Straight out the bat. Fitness is at 39. Stealth is at 50. I mean, that's a pretty good starting point for stealth, all the way up to 50. Survival's at 39. I'm pretty sure we can boil water at that point anyway. If not, it's 40, so that'll happen real quick. So I think that's a good point to be at. There are a few that would need to level up, like medicine would need to level up fairly quick. Chemistry means we should have some perks in here. We have access to rapid recovery straight away. Outside combat, you regenerate health per second at a decent rate. We won't be getting that straight away. Look at the perks a little bit depth once we get outside. Get that frost dust blocking game on. Another thing we need to take into account is going to be illnesses. So prioritize that. So yeah, definitely need to get chemistry. Stock up on meds where possible. I mean, we didn't take 4 eyes, but if like the jumping one doesn't work and what have you, we can look at other things. I also need to remember as well, there are certain doors, I believe it's just doors, that I can blast through. Oh wow, okay, novice. See what it means about it being a little bit more difficult. But again, having that perk 11 bobby pins is pretty generous at the start.
Nice.
Instant packs, 5 of these, 5 of those, wow. Yeah, getting in there would be a great boon. Goes on anyway. It's all going to be RNG as to what's in the containers here. Sometimes you get some really good stuff. There is another container here which was a higher tier lock. Expert. So I can get into this straight away. Enemy.
Sweet.
Ain't see howdy. So we get into here. We get 3 wedding rings, which we could sell those. We also get the Vault Security Manual. You now possess the knowledge to pacify others and force surrenders. I will probably be trying to use that a little bit more as well. Loads of bits and bobs. How are we doing, Taint? We have outfit options here. I will potentially try and use different outfits where needed, like charisma-based outfits, which I never do. I mean, I could jump over the counter like that. So anyway, I started blasting. Get more things from him. 5 Institute Gourds. That's some food straight away. Let's say howdy. Okay, so at this point, how many stim packs do I have? We have a small plate as well, so get one of those straight in. Medicine. We'll be leaving here with like 16. Yeah, some good stuff. I think if we're going to end up losing permadeath wise, it's going to be due to sickness and illness. Any chances with glowing ones? A lot of rads in this section, so I need to not fight in this point. Not getting radiation poison before we even leave the vault. Let's see, how much did that actually give me? Just so I know how bad that's going to be. We don't have the rad boy until we get out. His little legs go. That's with goggles. Yeah, we already started once, that's fine.
Vault door cycling sequence initiated. Please stand back.
The right hand's there, that's fine. Oh, we have to launch. Jesus. Micro store in a second. There it is. Dime. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with the special stats where they are at the minute.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
I'm not going to concern myself with the loot in there at the moment. I want to get down here and then we can start leveling up. See what all those perks are, see what we're going to be. What we have straight away with the traits that we've taken.
Oh, God.
Right, okay, let's check the rad boy, see what we 43. Yeah, we took some rads in there from standing in that little area. Yep, that's fine. We'll grab them things. Let's unlock automobile. I will be not firing ever when we do the permadeath run. Yeah, no worries, Taint.
Radioactive particles detected. Please put on safety equipment.
I don't think I'll be doing any companions. Most I'll do with Heather is go and trade. But I'll leave her where she is, maybe. Okay, so I'll Save here now that we're out of there. Right, let's have a look. Perk chart. Yeah, I think that's a really good starting area for us to be. I'm not going to grab the special book just yet until I figure out what's going to be best to level up. Obviously, leveling up initially will be the main thing that we do, so we could do a little settlement stuff with that. There's a few enemies around here. Let me replicate that. They'll be hunting stuff. Do that as and when. I think we could probably get a level just by killing the enemies here and doing a little bit of a settlement. Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it. A bullet, a bug. Saves the potential of getting bit. Every bite is potential damage, potential disease. If anything chases me here, I'd lure it into Cosworth. Sneaky. Right, he's coming up to me, so over to Cosworth we go. I do all speech checks. Anything that gets me experience earlier on, we'll try.
Picking up hostile lights, not this time.
No experience to that, but we don't take any damage. Terrible shooting. Shoot all around it. Cosworth will do it. Okay, so we miss out on a little bit of experience if we don't actually hit the enemies there. Howdy, OZ. Welcome to everyone shooting in, by the way. Yeah, need to try and use the slowdown a little more. Yeah, even with getting some of them, that'll have leveled me up. So I think with that and some settlement things, probably an additional level straight away. Right, perk point straight away. I need to try and remember to level up as soon as we do. You know, we use the points as soon as we level up, but we don't miss out on any skill points. I think we had that happen a couple of times. So I get fitness to 40. We'll just round up these straight away to 40. Let's learn those, get those to 40. We'll have a look through the perk list to the left and see if there's anything that we're really close to getting. Educated. I'd need strength to be greater than or equal to 3 on strength. Perception will let it down. And charisma we're missing. It highlights green when we're missing it. So that would be nice to get the additional 3 skill points, but that's not going to happen straight away. Now and gain an additional 3 skill points whenever you level up. Yeah, I mean, I could start without the 4 endurance. Have the additional point there being one of the others. We're still going to be down a little. So let me make a note of that. Educated requires 3 in strength, perception, endurance, intelligence. Uh, 2, 3, 4. We won't be able to do that from the start, so highest level 1. So we get what? 7 points to use. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 additional points. Points in total we'll need. So even if we put them into the correct categories and did the skill book, we'd still be behind. That needs a little tweaking, I think, because you won't even be able to do that at level 1. There's gonna be a lot of this menu and reading for the next sort of bit of the stream. How are we doing today, Ozzy? On taking this perk, you may immediately choose another trait and inherit its benefits. I mean, I don't know if there were any other traits that I was really looking for. We kind of nailed that down. On taking this perk, you may immediately tag another skill, granting it a plus 20. That's not bad. We'd need to stick points into strength, perception, and charisma. Needs to be level 10. Transfer a perk for 20 skill points. What category is this? They're just generic perks, okay. Jump jockey for carry weight. Yeah, when we need it. Other things may take priority. Additional attacks on the same body part in VAFs receive a 10% bonus to accuracy and damage. Furthermore, your time spent in VAFs will last 10% longer. I guess it depends on how much we end up using VAFs as to whether I take something like that. Potato, say howdy. I am looking at the perks in more depth, Potato, so that we can structure a permadeath character and actually have a plan for a future permadeath run in this mod pack. I need to look at the perk information for some of these as well. So, more level, more strength means more carry weight. That's fine. That's easy enough to do. Same with that. Just bigger level, bigger number go brr. Endurance. We get level 10 endurance 9. Additional 100 health. I should actually look to see with what we've taken. I got rid of no. What my health is. 181. Okay. Free will presence. Settlement population increase. Can increase up to a total of 50 at each settlement. I mean, there's benefits to that. One of the biggest benefits will be when we get attacked here, we've got more bodies. You've decided to hone your natural talents. You immediately gain plus 10 skill points to use as you see fit. There are 5 ranks of these. They all give me plus 10. I guess if I need any of the skills to be up, like if I needed fitness to be 50, maybe it's worth taking that. Action boy for AP. Critical saved is critical earned. You may save an extra critical meter to be used in VAFs at your leisure. I don't know how we use the critical meter in VAFs. Oh, this is just the one. Same with this. And then multi-talented. What do we got? Whoever said freeze magic, blah blah blah. Upon taking this perk, you may immediately tag another skill. That was that. Guns that fire a liquid have their range. I mean, a lot of the combat ones will come later on. I think artillery is probably going to get missed because I think it's all heavy guns. Flamers, guns that fire liquid, flamer attacks. Yeah, a lot of these I think are going to be just straight up not used. Heavy guns. Okay, so they're like minigun loud, minigun goes brr. This one vibrates against the power armor. It's the power armor helmet on, you can't hear it anymore. Yeah, artillery probably not going to get any of those. Probably not going to be using heavy weapons all that much. I'm seeing pistol, sort of submachine gun, and a silenced sniper rifle. Bartering. Our bartering skill with how we've set this up would be at 3 to begin with. Wow. Now, we got hammered with trades before because we didn't put anything into bartering. So that's going to be another issue that we're going to run into. So probably won't be getting too many of these straight away. Whenever a foe is killed, you lose 10 caps but gain 5% experience. How many levels of that are there? 10, 30, 50 caps, 5, 10, 15 experience. I mean, maybe one to take once we've leveled up several times, maybe. And I've got a bank of money, but 10 caps is 10 caps. While holding at least 1,000 caps, you gain 1 to speech checks per 100 caps held at both this, and 1 charisma at the limit of 2,000 caps. Oh wow, okay. So, get 2,000 caps. You good at speech? While influenced by alcohol, sell prices are increased. Okay, no barter perks as of yet. Makes sense for a low level. We'll get through these initial ones, and then, like I said, I'm just going to level up artificially, and I will stick points into everything, skill point-wise, to see what perks are available, to see what we need to be focusing on. I will, however, be back in a couple of minutes, so quick old BRB there, 2 seconds. And we're back. Right, let's continue with this. Oh, please. No, we had to, you know, important phone call. You know how it is. Right, Barter was a no to begin with, at least for what level we're on. Well, under the influence of alcohol, your luck is increased slightly. Now, these aren't worth ignoring because we're going to be drinking alcohol to get rid of rants. What are the different levels to this? Just once. I wish I could tell you what the increase is, not just like slightly. That could mean anything. Found some accidental success from your van out in the desert. Chems and steroids consume 30% more stimulants to create, but synthesize twice the number of products. I mean, could be a good way to make money. Need specific background. Oh, it needs unfortunate addict. Dealer 0. Oh, I've been seeing some of these. High roller. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for those then. Meant to be Virgil. 15% more damage against super mutants, and they resist a bit less with further attacks. Acid showers, 50% damage, hip fire, accuracy with acid soakers. What I really need, Fortune Addict for some of these. Okay. We'll just skip past any of the ones that have got backgrounds that I don't have then. I guess that could be a good reason to then go back and pick a different background, but I think the survivalist one that we chose would probably be the best one to go with. When using the acid soaker, you have an 11% chance to inflict paralysis. So we played quite a bit with the character. I don't think we ever came across an acid soaker. I think I found one acid jar that was a throwable, but I don't think we came across an acid soaker at all. 30% less likely to become addicted to alcohol. We'd need chemistry to 60 for that. Can we get that up to 100%? There is a 0% chance you become addicted to alcohol. Joel is Jolie here. Lockpick 4, most important perk. So I've kind of combated that already, Joel. There was one of the traits that we could pick when we first level up called Cat Burglar. It gives me the ability to unlock any tier of lock, but they're all apparently a lot harder to do. So I figure being able to get into any kind of lock straight away is going to be a good boon in terms of getting some better items. I just need to be careful with my bobby pins. Okay, demolitions might be where we need to be with some stuff. Hit the deck. Cat burglar, purple burglar alarm. You take 15% less damage from explosions. This doubles if you're crouched. What's the additional tiers on that? 30%, 45%. I am going to need hit the deck. That is going to be a requirement. Hit the deck. Level-wise, we could get this straight away. Demolitions needs to be 25 or more. So I'm just going to make a note of the demolitions. What are we at the minute? We're at demolitions 3. So we'd need to put a little bit of work into getting that one. But that's a definite perk. Take. Explosive and flares exhaust 30% more stuff than muster, but fabricate twice the standard bulk of devices. That. I'm a sneaking everywhere. We will be, yeah. what we're doing at the minute, Joel is just working through the perks ready for a permadeath character. So that I actually have a plan. So that I know, like, with that one, I need to get my demolitions to 25. 50% more damage with fire-based weapons. And this bonus is doubled for Molotov cocktail flames. So I will be using Molotov's demolitions to 30 for that. That's not like a guaranteed one to go for, but that's there. Cold-based weapons, not really going to use those. Grenades can now be shot at while in vats, causing them to explode. I don't have vats. We have VAFs. This is kind of a redundant perk in this pack. Your damage with all explosives has been increased by 15%. Like, fine. I don't know if it's going to be a requirement. 30 seems to be the pivot point for a lot of the perks to actually become accessible. Background, shipwreck pirate, don't have that. Background license, no point looking at those. Maximum carry weight of robotic companions is increased by 30 and they gain an additional 10 health. So I am potentially going to have companion. I kind of feel like if we have a companion, it should be dog meat and or Codsworth at the very most, slash a custom robot if we get to Automatron. So that might be worth taking, but we wouldn't need it straight away. I may withdraw oil from destroyed robots. Again, could probably look into those. Don't need to prioritize it. Probably going to be the same with a lot of the engineering perks. While crouched, you may use a wrench to dismantle any broken Mr. Handy protection or turret using engineering salvage. This rewards electronic components. That is pretty good. We need to be Brotherhood Scribe, though. Oh, wait a minute. Are we looking at these backwards? So that one says it's got 1 for Grease Monkey and Oil Tycoon. Oh, I get how that works. We'd need to get this one to get this one alongside the Oil Tycoon one. Oh, wow. What is that one? Success rate of removing oil or machine parts is increased. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, there's some very specific builds you can get with this pack. You may now craft hotwire device at the utility workbench, which allows you to bypass terminals. It comes with 10 charges and consumes them based on the difficulty of the computer. We need this perk. I will not be doing the hacking minigame because we're going to be prioritizing lockpick. So we need a device equivalent to do that for the hacking tools. Don't know if it needs to be like #1 priority. Engineering of 25. We're at 5. So what wire would be engineering of 25. 25 and 30 really is the two biggest things. Yeah, wouldn't need to prioritize that straight away anyway. Can't do that, can't do that, can't do this. Robotic allies who travel with you gain a flat 20 physical defense and 10 energy defense. Yeah, I feel like we would progress with the game a little bit. We'd probably get to the point where Automatron happens. By that point, I'd probably have enough extra points to put engineering up to 25 and 30, and then we could maybe start getting that, and then maybe get a robot companion. Probably the same with all of these. Robotic companions no longer take damage from you, nor will they accidentally injure you. Yeah, we could go big in like a big robot companion, if anything. Fitness is going to be something to take note on. We got fitness up to 40 by tagging it, and then just upping it a little bit here. We have 11 skill points, so it may be put 10 points into this if there's something down here that's needed. So, I mean, toughness, yeah, we'll be taking that. I'd probably even go as far as to take refractor as well. We'd need toughness, we'd need refractor, we need gambling 20. What's this? The defense bonuses that were given by toughness and refractor improve based on rads rating up to double at 50% rads. Okay, well, that could be worth going for. I mean, we'll be taking toughness and refractor anyway. We'd be level 10 at that point, so I think by then we'd have toughness and refractor anyway. We'd need gambling at 20, which is at 1 at the minute. The temporary boon. I won't write that one down, but that. Rapid recovery we'd get straight away. I'll write it down. We don't even really need anything for this. Rapid recovery straight away. I'll write it down. We've got fitness higher than that anyway. Fitness 25 again. Even before the war, you never were the type to stay injured for very long. Outside combat, you regenerate health per second at a decent rate. Again, I wish it told you how much. Level 5, level 10, fitness 50, 75. At a generous rate, at a strong rate. Okay. Moving target. Anything that's going to lower my damage will be taken. So fitness perks are going to get taken. Fitness 50. I mean, I think as a stand-in, the tag skills, we should try to get to 50 as soon as possible. Stealth's already there. Probably stick a 10 into survival, a 10 into fitness, and then after that we can start leveling up other things. So raise those tagged skills straight away. Because then within a couple of levels, I could get rapid recovery rank 2. So I'll just make a note to say to get that to 50 as quick as possible. While moving, both damage and energy resistances are increased by 15. Armor resistance, these bonuses are doubled when sprinting. Would work with AP boosts. We'd need fitness to 40 to get all rank 3 of those, so that'll be done. Won't write these ones down. Recovery. I'll just make a note. Fitness perks. Definitely going to be one that we need to prioritize. While outside and not in combat, both movement speed and sprint efficiency are increased by 7.5%. Background cross-country courier. You know, I've been passing some of these. I can take this one. I think some of the ones up here we could actually have taken. Machinist extraordinaire. It's saying 0, but it's not green. If the text is highlighted in green, it means we can't take it. So maybe I'll just have some of these anyway. Let me have a quick... Yeah, so like that one. Unfortunate addict. It's not in green, so I think we can actually take this. The only thing we'd need with this would be level 3. So there's a few there that we've skimmed past that we could probably take, but I think for the most part we probably won't. Speed and sprint efficiency increased. I mean, it's while outside of combat, so it's getting to and from places, which we may need when we're in a little pickle and we have to get healed or anything like that. Again, just another fitness perk. Swim faster and can hold your breath 3 times as long. Your body is accustomed to all heavy impacts. You're immune to stagger that comes from incoming melee attacks. You're completely immune to stagger, even those caused by explosions. Yeah, rubber muscles is probably going to be one that we should take. That will be the difference between surviving or not. If it's 0, you can take it. Yeah. Gambling. Well, our gambling is at 1. So I'd need gambling 30 to take Idiot Savant. You may receive 1.5 times experience from any action. Lower intelligence improves chance. Intelligence is at 3. And would need to be free. I'll write it down because of extra experience. But there'd be a little bit of work that goes into that. Again, once we've got through all these, we can figure out which of the special stats we'd want to increase with the book. I won't write down the levels because I don't think it matters all that much. Gambling of 30 needed. Experience gained from any action may cause 50% increased experience on all kills for 1 minute. Lower intelligence improved. Which chance? Yeah, there's too much gambling with that one, I think. Okay, gunsmithery. Again, there's going to be more perks as well. You may craft an acid soaker which scales off the chemistry skill. Well, that's why we couldn't find an acid soaker. We have to craft it. Background waste disposal isn't highlighted in green. I don't know why some of these backgrounds aren't highlighted in green. Craft a Shringer. You may craft basic ballistic weapons. I don't know if I'm going to want any of these. Making the weapons from scratch, I'm not really too concerned about because we're going to end up finding so many of them anyway. Plus them added. Yeah, that makes sense. Hacking perks, we probably won't need to take many of these if we're going to be going down the hotwire and making the hacking devices. VAF's time slow factor is increased by 5%. I mean, that's fine, but I don't know if I'm going to be putting points into hacking. Oh, I love gambling. What gave you that impression, Tomble? Is it whenever there's a game that involves gambling, I can't stop playing them? Although with VAFs, you gain 10% to damage and 5% time slow factor. That's pretty good. We'd need to take override command and that as well. So that's a pretty tall order. That's like 2 extra perks. That's a maybe. %50 more damage to robots and simps with increased critical strikes. Yeah, I mean, backing up to 30, it's gonna be I mean, I guess it's not too bad. 23 points to put into there, but hack a robot in order to shut it down. We'd need hacking 50. I'm not looking at that. If we have hacking level 100, we never get locked out of terminals upon failing. Yeah, I mean, these are great if you're going to be going down like a full hacking run. I think I'm going to stick with hot wire and making the devices. Yeah, what do we got here? Right, a lot of text for these. Now, handguns are potential because, like I said, I think weapon-wise we're going to be going... I mean, ultimately it's going to end up handgun, rifle, shotgun, sniper. Is it Clover Pit Somble? I played the demo for that. I'll probably get that at some point. While caught on fire, enemies have 30% reduced energy resist. The flare gun and its ammunition may be crafted at an ammunition workbench. Flares now explode instantly on impact, igniting those nearby for 5 seconds. Not really vibing with that one. When using pistols, you gain 10% to damage and hit chance in VATS. Now, I think that's in VATS specifically. Oh, I shouldn't press that. I don't know if that counts for well in VAFs as well. That's how you'd read that, right? That this increase to damage and hit chance is specifically in VATS, so not just in general. Pistols have a slight chance to inflict minor bleed and deal 10% damage with sneak attacks. Right, that's needed. Followed shots would need handguns of greater than or equal to 10. On 5 at the minute. So that'd be a pretty quick one to get. I think just for that extra bleed damage. If we're going to be going sneaky as well. Chance to inflict minor bleed and deal 10% damage with sneak attacks. What's the next tiers of those? 20% damage. A fair chance to increase. Inflict small bleed. And yeah, it's just an increase each time. It makes sense. Required. Handguns 30, pistol proficiency 1. See, I'd be wasting that. What does this give me? While using pistols, your hipfire accuracy and action point cost in VATS is improved by 10%. Don't need to do that, not going to be using VATS. Pistols now have a slight chance to disarm and or cripple enemies. I need handguns 30, hollowed shots 1. We'll be getting hollowed shots. Slight chance, fair chance, decent chance. To disarm and or cripple enemies. That's needed. That's great. Handguns to 30 as quick as possible with that then. Target practice. So much destructive power wrapped up in a snug metal blanket. Pistols now ignore half of an enemy's defense and the cover that they're using. I mean, that's great. That's great. I'd need to take target practice, which would be a waste. So this is like a... I guess I could just say that costs 2 perk points to unlock. We will probably work up to that, but I'm not going to prioritize it. Hollowed shots and take it away need prioritizing though. That's pretty good. Pistol range is reduced by half, but now has double chance to inflict, bleed, cripple, and disarm. So, I mean, if we get those, that's like stage 1. And then we could work up to these. I won't write these ones down. Yeah, we've got revolver stuff as well. I think I'll probably just go for a standard pistol. Hard to aim but always reliable. Revolvers gain 15% to damage and it will charge the critical meter slightly quicker. That doesn't mean anything to this build. Chambers rally jam. Revolvers have got an 11% chance to recover ammo, and okay, revolver ones I'll probably ignore because I'm going to be going just a standard pistol, I believe. Handguns, revolver proficiency, so now cylinder specialist. Okay, I don't see the point looking at any of these. Because they're revolver based, they're handgun based. Handguns 30, gambling 30. We needed gambling for something else, right? Idiot Savant needed 30 gambling. You only need one good clean shot. Revolvers lose accuracy but gain 10% critical hit chance. It's a revolver again. This needs handguns 30, gambling 30. Your sophisticated charm is deadly as your choice of weapon. While influenced by alcohol, speech checks and sneaking are easier, while you also deal 30% more damage with silenced pistols. Shaken, not stirred. I mean, if we combine it with the reduced chance of addiction, that could be good. Again, probably one to work towards, but not one that I'd prioritize. Influence perks. Carry weight of all humanoid companions is increased. Yeah, I don't really plan on rolling with companions, aside from potential, like I said, a robot. As long as you're traveling with a humanoid companion, you gain 30% experience. I'll go for the loner version of that. Never use revolvers in fall. I think the only time I do, potentially Kellogg's pistol for a little bit. Chances to pacify with animal friend, intimidation, or wasteland whisper increased by 5%. What is my influence? Influence is at 3. So that's good because we got the magazine from the start, which gives us intimidation and the like. Need influence to 30, so maybe if there's something else. What's this? Check that in a minute. Just don't know why it's got divine. Divine perks. Where is that one? Yeah, that's good because I do plan on using that a little bit. Especially if we're going sneaky, so I'm going to make a note. Dreadful aura. We have private paralegal background already. Still don't get that. 30% tops. This one's 5, 10, and 15. Influence of 30 is needed for that. Which is why I figured we'd stick some points into endurance, because it means more skill points when we level up. Influence 30, discharge shoulder 0. Still don't know why they're showing a 0 for some of them. I don't mind that. Humanoid companions, don't want that. Companions no longer take damage, that's fine. Don't need that. Right, these all require Dawnbringer. What is this? Soul Drinker and Ghoulish, apparently we have. Influence of 30, Gambling of 30. A warmth stirs from deep within your soul. Exposure to sunlight allows health and action points to regenerate slightly faster. However, in darkness, your action point recovers lower by 15%. Just the action point when we're in darkness, so... other ones. Energy weapons deal more damage and gain more chance at ammo recycling. Light seeps into your flesh, cleansing impurities. Exposure to sunlight provides energy resistance and naturally heals rads at a slow rate. That's pretty good. Any big influence for that. The sun nourishes both your body and your mind. Direct sunlight provides +1 perception and endurance, along with +30 health. However, within darkness, you lose 1 perception, 1 endurance, and 15 health. I mean, yeah, it really is just praise the sun. Now, if that was to say when outside, I think I'd be more inclined to take that, but it keeps saying about exposure to sun. You saw how much it rained in this. I don't know if it'd be worth taking those. Are those really all the lockpicking perks? I know we probably get more as we level. Then really? Grounger. Requires lockpicking 30. What are we on? 3. That needs boosting. Smallest treasures are often the best. There's a 40% chance that you'll find more ammunition in containers. Then a 70% chance, and then it just saves loads. So, Scrounger needed. Scrounger is needed. We need lockpicking of 30. Wow, a lot of planning. I never do this with builds, really. We just go in and kind of wing it. Hope for the best. Lockpicking 100. Not a matter of if you'll open something, but when you'll open it. Your bobby pins will never break during lockpicking attempts. I mean, that's great, but lockpicking 100. That's one we'll get to eventually. Get so many bobby pins in this anyway. I don't think that really works. Right, long arms. Said we were going to be going pistol, especially with those hollow shots. I mean, we really need loads of bullets, loads of weapons even. I don't know if like we focus, I think, on pistol and sniper, and then if we can get some rifle and or shotgun perks alongside that, that'd be great. See, no, it doesn't say specifically daytime, nighttime. There are perks in this that specify daytime, nighttime. This one specifically says the sun. Exposure to sunlight. And I think it's probably there to be like, if game weather is clear / sunny, enable perk. Oh, sharpshooter, we need long armor, the law. Like shooting fish in a barrel. When using rifles, you gain 10% damage and some increases to hip fire accuracy. Does count for sniper rifles as well? Justice from afar. When using rifles, your hit chance in VATS increases by 10% and there is a 15% chance to cripple a limb. It's VATS again. I'd need it for these next ones. Less action points in VATS. I'd need long arm of the law at least to get sharpshooter. When using rifles, you gain 15% sneak attack damage and consume less action points when holding your breath. Downtown sniper requires suppressing fire as well. So there's some perks here that are essentially going to cost me 2 perk points. The further away they are, the better. Rifles gain strong range, deal more damage between 40 to 70 yards, and 30% damage beyond 70 plus yards. Right, we're probably going to have to work up to those. With them requiring these additional perks. That's long arms up to 50. I guess we'll be focusing on handguns to begin with then. Work our way up to rifles. Automatic rifles lose critical hit chance but now gain armor penetration, and I've got a 25% chance to refill ammunition on reloads. That's pretty good, right? I really am gonna have to choose what I'm going into because I don't have the perk points or skill points to be able to raise all of these. Shotgun based perks. I really wish that the sniper ones weren't as heavy to get into. Focus on the pistol to begin with then, I think. More damage and gain more chance to hit infect. So many VATS-based perks. Don't know if any of the shotgun ones really seem appealing. This is going to be playthrough when I don't use a shotgun. Or, you know, use it only when I'm out of ammo for everything else. They pump action hero for that. Shells are loaded with shrapnel. Shotguns have got a 5% critical, 3% chance to knock back enemies. Less effective with automatic guns against large creatures. Shotguns use less action points. The closer they are, the stronger your shots. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be using shotgun. While using any knife, revolver, or lever action rifle, you are granted a 30% boost to damage and hipfire accuracy. Commonwealth cowpoke. Lever action rifles were all over the place, so that's a potential. Long arms to 30, handguns to 30. Well, handguns is going to be there anyway. So, I mean, that's a potential for a rifle. Get a lever action and just get a scope on it. Long arms to 30. I'm going to write that one down. Commonwealth cowpoke. Long arms to 30. Wow, that's terrible handwriting. Where are we down to? We're down to medicine. I'll go through and like order these at the end. Then after that, we'll look at the crafting workbenches and what perks we need to get specific benches so we know what to prioritize. Then we can pick which special point we're going to increase. We can also decide if we need to change the certain special stats as well. Medicine perks, I think we're going to be ended up taking a lot of these. Possess 15% poison resistance and deal 15% damage against already poisoned foes. I don't know about that second bit, but I'm going to straight up write down medicine perks. Medicine perks in general. I guess that's reason to use the Syringer, but the Syringer is such a terrible weapon to use, in my opinion. I'm there for the poison resistance. While crouched, you may withdraw blood from corpses. Success is based on medicine skill. We took this perk and another one as well, and I didn't use it at all because we were getting enough medical items in other ways, so I don't know if we need this perk or this perk, honestly. Syringer-based weapon modifiers. Mastery first aid helps allow you to stretch your resources efficiently. Medicine and syringes demand 30% more supplies, but dispense twice the amount of remedies. Here we go. What is this? Stimpaks and CAD-TPA have a 30% faster recovery. However, while under those effects, your body takes 10% extra limb damage and cannot regenerate action points. Oh, that's actually a really well-balanced perk. I don't know if I want it. Oh, a lot of medical perks. While you're below half health, Stimpaks, Luminary, and CAD-TPA Bloodlight have a 30% stronger healing effect. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me have a look. 30%, 6%, 100%. So if we're very close to dying, medicine's going to be a little bit more effective. Emergency medical attention. Requires medicine of 30. A lot of these are level 1 requirements as well. Law Enforcer. This is a medicine. You deal 10% damage, an increase of 10% damage to, and take 10% less damage from raiders, gunners, and triggermen, going up to 20% and 30%. Yeah, I mean, when we are unable to take any of a perk and we have medicine 30, that's an easy pick. Don't need to write that one down. And detect when an injury is fatal, you cause an additional 10% bonus damage to targets below 50% health. Again, another one to take when we have medicine 30 and we don't need to prioritize anything else. Medicine 30 and gambling 30. Your skin has developed moist scales, but they're not pleasant to look at. Charisma lowers by 1, and all speech checks are difficult. But fire and acid damage taken is reduced by 30%. Eh. I mean, adamantium skeletons are yes. All damage to your limbs is reduced by 30%. We need medicine 50 for this. Okay, well, that's my push to get 50. 50 really for adamantium skeleton. That's a lot of it's a lot of skill points. We're at 17 at the minute, so it's not too bad, but still quite a few. What are the additional ranks? 75 and 100. That goes from 30% to 60% to damage to limbs is just negated. Wow. Another medicine 50 for bloody miss. Enemies may burst into bloody pieces on death, and in doing so may harm others nearby. Okay. Who can that hurt me? No, no random experience gain for that, which is fine. I like the idea of sort of splash damage, but at the same time, how many times are there groups of enemies? Like, what is may harm others nearby? It doesn't specifically say enemies nearby, just others. We have some mutation perks here. Ghoulish. Medicine and gambling of 30 required. Only you can decide if you're a monster or becomes or aim something else. You gain 0.1 health recovery per 10% rads. 33% of incoming radiation damage heals me. However, you suffer 10% more damage when currently without rads. No, I don't really think I want to go down that sort of route. Unless the other perks are fantastic. More melee damage per 10% rads. Your unarmed melee attacks now inflict 10% radiation damage. This is, you want to LARP as a ghoul. Damage resistance and rads. Radiation basically makes you a modern day werewolf. While suffering at least 15% rads, you gain strength, luck, along with more mobility. However, you lose strength and luck without any rads. Yeah, I don't want that garbage. Get out of here. Opportunity. Don't even actually drink. More talking than no, I'm not human. Jesus. Mysterious Stranger of Opportunity 10. We have, is Opportunity my lowest skill? Opportunity and Gambling are both 1. Wow. Mysterious Stranger has an 11% chance to appear in VAFs and a 10% chance to fill your critical meter. I mean, it specifically says VAFs, so that's an option, but I don't know if I'm going to be rushing for that. Knowledge is power. Prepare to expand your mental realm. Activities outside of combat earn an additional 15% experience. Need to take that straight away. Opportunity of 10. So realistically, the first level up, I think, would be get opportunity to 10. Alongside sticking those extra points in fitness and survival, I think it was. What's that increase to? Activities out of combat earn an additional 10% on top of that. An additional 10% on top of that. So... level that up to 30 eventually by the time we hit level 10 and just keep taking Swift Learner. Put that down with like a big 1 next to it. Because then, realistically, we need that before we do anything in the settlements. Any kind of cooking, any kind of crafting. Opportunity. And... okay. Right. Advanced training has taught you about crucial weak points. Critical strikes that are dealt through that spin. Each successful hit in VAFs has a 7% chance to completely fill the critical meter. An expanding one now has a 3% chance to be immediately recovered. I need to figure out how we're doing the critical meter in VAFs. I think we haven't tried that because the AP drains so fast. I don't know if I'm going to be using VAFs all that much. Goes round, comes round. You have a slight chance to reflect enemy firepower back, instantly killing them. May also charge the critical meter. I feel like that needs gambling there as well. Again, I'd take that if I had other things unable to get. Reaper of Souls, things in VAFs. Again, perks I'd take if there's nothing else to pick. Persuasion. Level 3. Trait Underdog Adventure. I'm still unsure as to whether some of these I can take or not. I think it could be a little better. Speech checks that you pass reward 3 times as much experience. Previously passed conversations are always also rewarded. Take that if it becomes available. Charisma's at 1, so it's not going to be the best thing to do, but if we pass any, then get the experience for it. If my charisma's higher, we get to the point where the charisma's higher, I'll take that. Persuasion and influence 30, I assume it's going to be the same for this one as well. 5% more damage and chance to persuade is slightly easier for men and women based on those 2 perks. Fine. Not going to rush for that. Intimidation 2. I guess we have 1 because of the magazine. Level 5, Persuasion 55, Background Dismissive Detective. Direct that anger to your enemies. When you finally pacify a sentient humanoid, you may incite them to attack with me. That's good, but I don't know if that's... I need to stick an additional 52 points into Persuasion kind of good. So we'll leave that for now. Down to Pickpocket. Good lord. Pickpocket 15, Gambling 15. You do your best when working light. While you're not wearing armor, outfits are fine. When you're not wearing armor or over encumbered, your overall defense is increased by 30 and action points recover 30% faster. So, I mean, if we can find an outfit that's really good as well. It's an increase of 30. I mean... probably going to get armor that's better than that anyway. We get armor with ballistic weave on it. It becomes like a little redundant. What's the additional levels? There are none. You're getting it for the action point recovery rate. I'll leave that. Pickpocket 25. I never do pickpocket in Fallout. It never feels like something that is a viable thing to do. While pickpocketing someone, you may now attempt to grab their held melee weapon. Yeah, I don't know if we're getting that. Don't know if we're getting many of these. You may attempt to place a live grenade into the inventory of your victim. I mean, that's hilarious, but we're going to end up getting me blown up as well. You may craft... you may place crafted poison items on enemies to make them sick. All guns reload 10% faster and cost 33% less action points in VAFs to do so. And VAFs specifically again. You live in the corners and shadows of society. While wearing no armor during stealth, you sneak 30% faster and are slightly harder to detect. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to weigh up what's gonna be better, bulk up in armor or wear clothing. So that we can move faster and are slightly harder to detect. And when it says armor, is it literally talking about like leather upper arm, leather lower leg, stuff like that? Because that could be a way for us to go down. Robustness. Brute force. Why be graceful when you've got better things to do? By sacrificing extra bobby pins, you may tear for a lock. If your robustness is too low for the lock, the bobby pin costs double. I mean, the fact that we have cat burglar. I don't know if it's worth putting the extra points into robustness. We're at 15 anyway, so maybe. Gambling's got to go up for Idiot Savant anyway, so that would match that. By sacrificing extra bobby pins, you may tear for a lock. If your robustness is too low for the lock, the bobby pin cost doubles. Now, I don't know what the cost is going to be for these. There's extra bobby pins. Again, if it was specific, if it said it was going to cost an extra 5 every time, then I don't know what it was. You may jog while over-encumbered at the cost of spending action points. No, I don't intend to get over-encumbered. I intend to remain over-encumbered. Whenever you are currently over-encumbered, you receive 30% less damage losses. I mean, that'd stack well with that. We fast travel even when over-encumbered. There's no fast traveling. Yeah, there's no fast traveling, so redundant. I will be using the APC. I will not be using the travel tunnels. Salvage. Got a few more to look through. Like 2/3 done for this bit. It's been like a solid hour of this. You learn dozens of new recipes which require meats to create fertilizer at the utility workbench, but you must currently have that meat to see its recipe. Salvage is currently on 5. Kinda need herbology. I think we might need to look into more of this. The fertilizer is used for several other things. Survival 30 we'll have straight away because ag skills. We need salvage 10 to get herbology. Whenever you harvest a crop or local flora, you have a chance of gaining an additional ingredient with success based on salvage plus survival. Does that mean at my current thing it would be I have 45% increased chance? Yeah, I'll pop that one down. Because there are going to be a lot of things ingredient-wise that we need to get. That is going to be salvage 10. Level 5 at salvage 25. Funky fabrications. The utility workbench may be used to break down or process common and uncommon components. Now, we have the universal breakdown thing that we can build. I don't know if this would give me more materials. I'd get that. I'd get that if I had nothing else to pick. Utilities and junk ammo need 30% more rubbish to construct, but converts twice the usual collection of stuff. No. You may craft pipe firearms from the weapon workbench. 30% increased damage with them. No. Pipe weapons are garbage. Whenever you salvage, you may receive uncommon components such as screws, aluminium, and copper. Nearby favorited items are also highlighted. I hate the highlighting. It kind of bugs me, but we need scrapper. That is salvage of 30. Get that as soon as possible as well. Wasteland Surveyor. Level 3, salvage 30. More like 4.5%, really. Experience for discovering new locations is now doubled. Previously discovered locations are also awarded. We'll be taking this. It's free real estate. I know that it's a finite amount of locations that we can discover, but there's always locations to discover. Wasteland Surveyor. Salvage is going to have to be up to 30 anyway for Scrapper, so it's not like we're wasting perks on it. Well, wasting skill points on it even. And it's going to be more experience. Previously discovered locations are also awarded, so we don't need to rush this one. Bruno's here, howdy. Zombie Hunter, salvage 30. They all seem to guard the nicest junk. Parts. You deal 10% more damage to all ghouls, with bonus damage doubled against their limbs. I mean, I find it's weird that it's in salvage. It feels like this is in salvage because they've put that little extra line at the start to say that they always guard the nicest junk. And they couldn't really fit it in anywhere else. Salvage 30 again, so another one we'll take. A lot of 30 for salvage. Salvage is at 5. Salvage is going to be one that we need to get. The world may have shifted, but your memory of the past remains. All map marked locations have been revealed. I mean, don't really need that. We can find the places. Teach me how I can craft ammo and what ammo. Okay, well, we're going to be taking a look at the workbenches once we're finished looking through these perks. So rather than trying to explain it while I'm in this menu, I'll actually get the workbenches out and we'll have a look at that. Also modded locations. I would imagine so, yeah. With it being just saying all map marked locations. Salvage 50. So I don't think we're going to be rushing into that. Also, thank you very much, Bruno, by the way. Right, salvage 100. Jesus. Scrap rewards are raised beyond the limits of the salvage skill. As broken down objects now return twice as much. That's great. That's also 100 salvage. That's going to be a big investment. Tell you what. Yeah. Blood throat hurts after talking loads. Right, science. Don't know how much we're going to be going to science. Let's have a look. Science 15. Science is currently at 7. We are going to need science for some of the workbenches. You may now craft the most basic forms of energy ammunition at a chem workbench. That's not bad. I mean, I don't really plan on using energy weapons. Save that for the crowd control stream. Being able to craft them, though, is pretty good. Even if just to sell them. So, again, another one that I'd take if I had free real estate. We'd need backyard batteries for this. Energy ammo requires 30% more technology to make, blah, blah, blah. But assembles and dismantles twice the capacity. Okay, so I think that these perks are really going to be if you are specifically focusing on energy weapons. You may craft basic energy firearms from scratch. No. Vault-Tec assisted navigation system shows a path to your closest quest target as displayed in VAFs and grants 5% experience. I'd be tempted with this for the 5% experience. I don't really care about the quest thing. Deploy state, blah, blah, blah. Receives a signal that scans the environment, providing plus 3 perception at rank 30. I mean, 5% experience is 5% experience. It's all going to add up. I'll make a note of this one. And if we can get science to 15, I'll take it just for that 5% experience. So Vans needs science 15. Death character I've ever created. You've studied the lost techniques of martial gunplay. First attack on a vast target restores action point. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing VAFs all that much, I don't think. If I start using VAFs and I've got points, I'll start looking at the VAF-based ones. Curiosity with a mysterious item grants you 33% increased damage with any weapon that uses such a strange light. Now, being real here, does anyone ever use any of the weapons like gamma guns? I never use them. Because they're, I don't know if I have a lot of raiders and the like, but they do radiation damage. And always takes me off. Refined reactor. Fusion cores last 15% longer when used for powering devices, including the Gatling laser. No, don't need that. Yes, if I don't have anything better. Yeah, that makes sense. Whoa, what do we got here? Science 30. Gain 100 experience whenever you use an unread magazine. Okay, I mean, 100 experience is 100 experience. How many magazines are there in the game in total? Because, like, that's obviously a finite amount. Can someone check that out for me very quickly? I know there's going to be probably some additional modded ones in this, but in the standard game, how many magazines are there? $100 experience. I mean, 100's fine. I mean, this probably equates to maybe 1 level up. At which point, you may as well just pick up something else. Nerd Rage. Genius is angry. Genius crush puny inadequate foes. Whenever you're at 30% health or lower, you gain 30 damage resist and also deal 15% more damage. Furthermore, when health drops below this threshold, time temporarily slows. Yeah, I mean, we need science 30. Gambling 30. Gambling's going to be there already. Yeah, probably looking into getting that. Nerd Rage. I think Science 30 is going to be needed for some workbench stuff as well. Science 30, Gambling 30. Stealth. Oh my god, we've still got like 5 to do. Jesus. Yeah, no worries, Ozzy. 141. Is there really 141 magazines? Are you being serious? I've never collected all of those if there's that many. Stealth-based perks. Feather-footed. The most required perk in any of my playthroughs. And it only requires stealth for 25, which we have straight away. Through held breath and a very careful distribution of your weight, you may become as light as air. You can now move over placed mines without setting them off. That will be gotten, I think, before we head out of Sanctuary. There are other perks for us to take, but that is needed, really, more than anything else. Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. We're being a stealth build anyway. In fact, we're in stealth perks, so probably a lot of these are going to be got. Stumble, is there really 141? You're just throwing out random numbers to me. Because that'll be like, what was it, 100 experience each, so 14,000 experience. That makes that like kind of worth taking. I need to work out how many levels that is. DLCs and Creation Club, yes. Base game 121. Oh, I'll just be going with the 121. So 12,000 experience. I'll make a note. It does require us to go and actually get the magazines, which is going to be something that I'm going to want to do. Is actually make a note of what magazines are worth getting, where they are, and then go into those locations, because every single one of those is going to be a buff. Thinking all the covert stealth ones. Science 30 and 100 X magazine. Yeah, I need to work out how much experience I need per level. Because if that gives me several levels, I see it is I've spent 1 perk point to get it, and if I can get 3 perk points back, then it's worth the investment. Positioning and surprise are everything on the battlefield. Range, sneak attacks deal 50% increased damage, with melee sneak attacks causing 200% instead. Am I just going to end up taking all the stealth perks? Because I may just write down stealth perks. Because it is going to be very stealth based. You're a ghost lurking within the night and may instantly kill a sleeping person. Any silent weapon deals an additional 30% sneak attack damage. Mr. Sandman is 30. Guerrilla Tactics was 30. I guess having stealth up to 50 straight away is going to be tremendously helpful. The other ones require what? Influence, opportunity. Stealth for 75. Right. Elusive allies. They travel quietly alongside you, becoming more like a second shadow than anything else. Companions can no longer be detected while sneaking. This perk in itself would be a flip-flop in my decision to roll with companions. So I would probably go with the mindset that I don't use companions up until the point that I get this perk, if I choose to get it, and then I can start using companions. So that is an option. Requires influence to 30. So influence is at 3, so that'll take a little bit of work. Opportunity to 50 for this one. Movements are swift, but every step you take is very deliberate and calculated. Casual movements no longer affect your ability to stay hidden. Let's rank that. Turn those stomps into squish, squish. Wow. Your ability to be undetected during casual movement now works well in power armor. Yeah, I mean, I don't really plan on sneaking around in power armor. But if I get that, that's what? Opportunity 50 and engineering 50. Probably won't be prioritizing that. Stealth 75. You blend in with the shadows just as well as with the environment. While hidden from afar, enemies will become disorientated and stop searching for me. Stealth. Get stealth to 75. Frivolous pursuit. That won't happen for several levels. We need to be level 10 anyway, but probably a little higher than that. You know, assuming we don't die on this permadeath run. I'll likely have a few attempts at this. Dark Stalker. Gambling of 30, which we'll definitely have. Shroud yourself with the night. While inside the shadows or darkness, you hide better and deal 30% more damage, but you're easily detected otherwise. Or it would need to be in shadows or darkness specifically. How the hell does it tell? You know, thinking about the engine that this game is built in. How the hell does it know? I don't like that. You're easily detected otherwise. Don't like that. The waves hide your presence as you lurk. You become totally undetectable while submerged in water. We'll take that if we take the aqua perk where we can stay underwater for longer. So I won't write that one down yet. Down to survival, we have 40 in this already. Radiation resistant. So which one was it? Lead belly. Lead belly will be taken straight away as soon as we can. Now, I was a little I don't know what the right phrasing is. Annoyed, disappointed with the fact that we get survival 50 and it says it tastes way better when it's irradiated. You no longer suffer rads and diseases from eating and drinking. I'll go to it. It's in the game, that's fine, but I feel like that is like a survival level 100 kind of perk. Because it just completely removes a whole element to the game. So we need that, but feels like rank 100. Rad resistant. I'm not even going to write that down. In fact, I will write it down. Rad resist. Easy to get that. You're always on the go. May as well bring stuff along. You may craft a cooking spit and sleeping bag at any cooking station. These objects may be dropped anywhere and recollected. I am actually going to take that this time around. I know. I guess we're going to be using the APC anyway. So as long as we can get back to the APC, we're going to have a way to cook and sleep anyway. Maybe we don't need this. Just the one as well. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to take that, honestly, with us having the APC. A cannibal I'm not even going to look at because of the downside to it. Yeah, all these are cannibal-based ones. We don't want those. Lead belly was OP last time. Yeah, I mean, it kind of has me wondering whether I should take it or not. At least up to rank 3. We need the first rank. We need the second rank. I guess we have to be level 25 for it. The rank 3. You have 50% more resistance to disease and take far less rads when eating or drinking. Prioritize rank 2. Maybe ban rank 3. It feels a little overpowered. Receive half radiation damage while swimming and naturally regenerate health at a strong rate. Is that while we're in the water? Combining that with the sneak one and the one that allows us to go underwater for longer would probably be a nice idea. Lead belly. Lead belly up to rank 2. Which we have straight away. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, those watching? regarding rank 3 of Lead Belly. Feels overpowered. What's going on with that music? It's like, obviously we played this for 13 or 14 episodes-ish. Got up to like level 30, 40. It really did just change at that point. As soon as I got rank 3, I went from having to worry about things to it just became as if I was playing on normal mode. And so I was thinking, so gonna get all the diseases. Yeah, I mean, maybe if it was, I don't know, how would I change this? I would either change what it is at the moment so that survival requirement is 100 instead of 50, or I'd leave it at 50, but change it from I no longer suffer from radiation or diseases from eating and drinking to 70% chance of resistance. I mean, I've got to be level 25 anyway for the rank 3. That's how I'd change it. So prioritize that rank 2. I'll decide at the time whether I do rank 3 or not. Damage dealt 2 and taken from any Milox is improved by 10%. Those values doubled against royalty. That's pretty good. Again, it's a specific species type one. Same with any of the zombie one, super mutant one. Probably take these if I've got nothing else to pick. Would probably look at taking that before we went and did the castle, specifically. That crisp, smooth taste always leaves you begging for more. The effects of Nuka-Cola drinks are 3 times stronger and last twice as long. What effects are we getting from Nuka-Cola drinks in this? Yeah, later, Rosie. Hope that goes good. I would need to check to see what the effects on some Nuka-Colas are. Because having the effects 3 times stronger and last twice as long seems pretty good. Cola aficionado. Aficionado. I don't need any boost to that. It's just 5 or 30. You've discovered a way to make natural sugars and syrups. You gain access to several new beverage and snack recipes through cooking. Again, I'd need to check to see. So once like that, I think I'm going to level up artificially, take them, and then see what they get us to see if it's worth getting. But that's what I mean. I'm going through the list. There's so many perks you need to take. You won't have the ability to take the useless ones. Yeah, I'm making a list. And I'm going to check it twice, and we'll put it into an order of priority. And then the ones that aren't on the list, if I manage to get through the list, I'll then take them then. You may brew new alcoholic drinks and fuels with cooking. Again, would have to check to see, because we can do some anyway. What's the max level in 4 again? Isn't it unlimited? Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know if there's a hard cap in this mod pack or anything, but I'm fairly certain it's unlimited in vanilla. You think I'd know for certain, right? I haven't played this for 50,000 hours, but I'm pretty sure it's unlimited. Brew enough to start a bar, then use the leftovers to burn it down when you get bored. Alcohol and fuel swallow 30% more goods when mixed, but ferment twice the usual collection of canisters. Again, like booze, if anything, it's expensive in the shop, so if I can make my own. You gain access to several new vegetarian recipes. This is survival 80. The long fight for survival of the fittest ends once it reaches the stove. You gain access to several new recipes for preparing meat dishes. Could possibly need these again. Survival, stealth, and fitness. We're probably going to have to raise 100 at some point. But that's what I mean. I'm going to raise levels artificially afterwards. Unlock the ones that have got recipes. See what those recipes are. Probably one by one, thinking about it. And then see if it's worth taking or not. I don't think that's anything to do with cannibalism, but it's got the icon for it. You gain access to several new recipes for preparing meat dishes. You need all the previous ones. Cooking isn't just for a meal, it's art and a science. You gain access to several more recipes, all of which require many ingredients. Eating these dishes for the first time may give a permanent bonus. So that requires level 10 and survival 100. We also are in need of distilled drinks, au naturel, and gourmand. Eating these dishes for the first time may give a permanent bonus. That sounds great. Survival 100 is probably something I need to do anyway. But that's a lot of skill points. It'd be 60 more skill points, which I guess if we were to dump straight into it, it'd be what? 6 levels? Maybe 5 if we went all in. Again, I'd have to see what these recipes are. What the permanent bonuses are. Lone Wanderer requires survival 30, requires gambling 30. I feel like gambling 30 is going to be one of the quicker upgrades that we need. This is several things even that have required gambling 30. Food given a bonus sounds good. The fact it says it's a permanent bonus sounds even better. Just say it requires many ingredients, so that's where the downside's going to be for that, but eating these dishes for the first time may give a permanent bonus. I assume we get a permanent bonus, and then there's a bonus for eating them again. Embrace adventure. When alone or with your trusty dog, you gain 10 action points and 20 carry weight. Finally, damage dealt and resisted is improved by 10%. Lone Wanderer is getting quiet straight away. It means I can get dog meat. So I go by myself to begin with. Take that other perk that makes it so that companions are undetectable. Then I grab dog meat. Seems like a plan. Lone Wanderer. Survival 30 and gambling 30. Gambling 30. Gambling to get it up. It'll be 29. Get that up to 30. I do feel like it's going to be one of the first things that we end up doing. What are the other ranks to this? What do we get? I gain 10 action points, 20 carry weight. Damage dealt and resisted is improved by 10%. 10%, 50%, 20%, 25%. I have 5% increase every time for everything by the looks of things. Carry weight is increased by 20 every time. I'd say I'd get that straight away. I can't get it until gambling 30, but the second that comes unlocked, we need that. You are the macabre that waits in the darkness. You heal slightly from melee kills on the living and move 15% faster at night. However, exposure to sunlight constantly causes slight damage. Oh, you can LARP as a vampire? Oh, you can join Lance Vance's gang back in Fallout 3. That's legitimately what this is. Sleep during the day, go out at night. That's great. That'll be a great playthrough. I don't know if that would be a good stream playthrough because everything's going to be dark all the time and it's hard to see. If one of these was to give Like better night vision. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your dark grace is no longer contained to walking the earth. You may jump twice as high as before and suffer from 15% less fall damage. That would compensate for the thing we took, lowering our jump height. Whatever that was called, vertically challenged. We take damage all the time during sunlight, though. Now, I wouldn't be able to take that if I got Dawnbringer or Ghoulish. The second I take that, it would ping that up to 1, turn it green. Because my instant thought there was if I took the one with the sun that heals us all the time, it probably caused the game to crash. So it'd be trying to give me health and take health at the same time. Probably why that cancels it out. So, I mean, I don't think I'll be going vampire route. But if you've taken vertically challenged, then levitation lords, an option, I guess. Those with blood cannot evade your gaze. While sneaking nearby, living beings are highlighted and light has 15% less effect on your stealth. During the night, you gain +1 strength and agility along with 30 health. However, in daytime, you lose 1 strength and agility along with health. Vampire playthrough at some point. Wow. I mean, I guess what we had. We had... I'm going to check these again. There was what? Ghoul, Vampire, one that was Praised Sun. These are all very specific builds. I'll have a look at these, and then I'll have a look at the presets again at some point. Time to apply medieval works. What are these? Tinkering? Where's this? What are we at? 9 at tinkering at the moment. You may assemble various knives and machetes from the weapon workbench. Tinkering 25. The weight of all currently equipped armor is reduced by 30. You become accustomed to doing rigorous activities while in heavy attire. The weight of all currently equipped armor is reduced by 30%. 60%, 90%. That's not bad. Or carry weight. Ergonomic equipment. I'm writing that one down. Ergonomic equipment. Requires tinkering of 30, which would be what? 21 points that we'd have to put into it, which is like 2 levels. Is there anything else that we've had that requires tinkering? I don't think that has. This would be on its own. Blah, blah, blah. Damage with tools increases by 30%. You may craft them from scratch. Don't really need tools as weapons. Elements back, howdy. Damage with sporting goods such as the baseball bat and the pool cue is increased. Not really thinking that. Treacherous traps. The careful placement of a device will always punish a reckless pursuit. The damage caused by all of your traps is improved by 30%, and this bonus is doubled when using against animals. Requires tinkering 30. If I'm sneaking around, I'll be placing traps down, surely. An increase of 30% damage for treacherous traps. I know we can make bear traps, I believe. Maybe we go down that route instead of mines. What we're planning to play. I'm just looking for like the best build for a permadeath run element, so treacherous traps requires 30 again, so probably don't need to raise that higher than 30. Here we go. Crushing jaws. Bear traps are like tiny metal pets whom are fed with anyone you don't really like. Set bear traps will always stagger their victims and may also cripple them with a chance based on tinkering. Tries engineering of 30 as well. I'm writing these ones down. Want to see what the requirements are to make bear traps. Tinkering of 30. Engineering of 30, which is currently on 5. We need engineering 25 for the hot wire. So that's not too much more. There's some engineering stuff for the settlement building as well, so that's doable. That's very much doable. Tinkering of 30, and engineering of 30. You're fighting fair. It's their fault for relying on their delicate feet too much. Caltrops. Oh no, we could do caltrops. Time to cheese the game. Caltrops. Slow their victims by 30% and lower their defenses. You also learn the recipe for the Scattering Stars Trap. Urban Ninja. Urban Ninja. 30 in both of those again, so looks like we're getting those raised up to 30. Reverse pickpocketing, caltrops kills a person. That sounds like cheese. If I was going to do the reverse pickpocket trick, I know there was a perk there that let me do it with grenades. There was also one that let me do it with poisons. I'd do it with poisons. Okay, Urban Ninja. Like, any of these seem pretty good. And the only one I didn't do was the making melee weapons one. Can't really see us putting any points into unarmed at all. Action point in VATS. VAF's chance. Critical meter in VATS. Chance to disarm foes. And raise your defenses. I mean, that seems fine. Chance for more critical strikes. Critical strikes. While using claws, you deal more damage. Claw attacks. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting any of these. Claw attacks, crit chance, claw attacks. Yeah, I'm not using any unarmed stuff. Why dodge those bullets when you can catch them? Your hands may block incoming gunfire, reducing damage based on your unarmed skill. That's mental. Same with melee ones, to be honest. Like, I'll have a melee weapon, but that's more there for if I run out of ammo, which I don't really want to do. Action point cost in VATS. Overall damage in VAFs. Blunt and the slash weapons gain a 30% chance to cleave nearby foes and have a slightly better VATS movement. I'm going to have to do a melee only run at some point. This one, however. Melee is hard in permadeath. Yeah, I mean, I'd only really consider using it as like the first thing to do when I've got my sneak skill up, like mega, with a whole increased sneak melee damage. You're an artisan with a knife. Piercing weapons deal 10% more damage and have got a 5% chance to critical hit. Like, I'd get that if we had stealth tip-top. The tip is coated with a special sickening fluid. Wow. Piercing weapons deal more damage with sneak attacks and have got a 10% chance to inflict poison. There was another perk that we had that was on about poison damage doing more. That'd work. Piercing weapons have an improved chance to poison. Yeah, I'm not really going to look at many of these when we're not prioritizing melee. Why we got banjo music playing? I've gone over this one of banjo music. Blunt weapons deal another 20% damage with power attacks. Random banjo. Now I can still block quite well. Cross taught him good, but he's forgot. No, I still know how to melee now. I feel like this is going to be all specifically I'm Grognak the Barbarian playthrough, so yeah, slashing does more crit chance, more bleed, all that sort of stuff. That's great. Right, we're down to the last one. Thank you, Jesus. We've been on this for over an hour. Beasts of Burden. We've got zoology left. Times have changed, with animals other than horses and mules now bearing the weight of travelers. The maximum carry weight of bestial companions is increased by 20 and they gain additional health. I'll get that when we pick dog meat up. Won't be getting dog meat until we've got the perk where companions are invisible in stealth. So we'll get that when we can. Probably the same with a lot of them. I also think when we get to the point where we do get dog meat, I'll make sure he's got like full armor and the like. Gain a 50% chance in VAFs to an enemy bitten by your dog who gains 30 health. May now inflict minor bleed. Against animals and mutated wildlife, you deal 15% more damage, and for any sneak attacks dealt to them. Wait a minute, is that read right or is that written wrong? A little irradiated evolution doesn't put them higher up the food chain. Against animals and mutated wildlife, you deal 15% more damage, and for any sneak attacks dealt to them. I don't know why you have to specify the sneak attack thing as well. 15% more damage to any animals is pretty good straight away. What do we need? Zoology 30. 17 points in zoology. I guess we need to get it to 30 for that eventually. I think I can forgo the additional damage to wildlife for the time being. More damage for dog meat. More stuff during night. Isaac's here, howdy. Primal Instinct. They no longer take damage from me and they can't... Well... Man's best friend, zoology 50. And I'm with dog, he will receive 10% less damage. Animal friend. Immune with Mother Nature. Aiming a gun. Animal below your level now provides a chance to pacify them. Don't we have that already with that magazine we took? Or is that just for humans? Master the mutants of the wasteland. Aiming a gun at creatures below your level provides a chance to pacify them. Right, well that's the perk list gone through. I think, like I said, we'll put the points into fitness. Opportunity up to 10. Stealth and survival up to 50 and 40 respectively. About this next. Oh, game audio should come really weird because I've been in that menu for so long. It's derped. Sounds like a vertibird's going in the background. We'll try a quick reload. Not that it really matters anyway. In a full zoo sanctuary. Has that crashed it? No, but I've lost all game audio except for this weird glitch thing, so... Try the reload, see if that works. I think it was that banjo music. Right, I need to reload the game. I can't figure out the rest of this with this noise going. Wow. I hope that's not there when we get back in. That did indeed take a long time, but like I said, I want to make sure that we're nice and prepared. Going to be looking at what we can unlock in the workbenches what we need specifically for those. I'll figure out the order of what we unlock things off stream. Silent gun. Like we had vertebrate tinnitus. Sound gone, game jinx. So yeah, I'll go level up. Lock some of those recipe ones to see what recipes they actually unlock. I'm tempted to see what that cooking one was about the permanent buffs from the food. Little anniversary break and things. I don't think that had anything to do with
Good hunting, Stalker.
the anniversary edition, but I mean, it only has broken a few things. That was because I just spent like an hour and a half in the same menu. And I don't think the sound's meant to loop that many times. Right, no sound. Very good. We're back to normal. Brilliant. Right, well... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Have I just found cheese? I think I may have found cheese. I need to test something. So... I'm pretty sure that we'd already raised these. Like, I put points in to get that up to 40, right? And I still have 11 points available. These doesn't matter anyway for the test, and I won't be doing it anyway. Okay, so I mean, several things would need raising. Science to 10 that we raised. Salvage. Science needs to go to 15. Gambling needs to go to 30. Handguns to 10 is something that we need doing. Probably that for the hollow shots. That's fine. We don't need to level up right now.
Ingested radiation levels safe.
Let's get into this workbench. Okay, so... crafting. To do anything, crafting-wise, you need the engineering workbench. I was asked how to make ammo a little earlier on in the stream. So, all you need to do is craft an engineering workbench. Get the required materials within the options there. There are several other workbenches that you need to unlock. You unlock, there is an ammo production workbench. Once you unlock that, place that down. You'll then have within the engineering workbench, I believe it is in again, recipes for the ammo calibers. You have 100 rounds of ammo of a specific caliber. When you go to that workbench, you can unlock the ability to disassemble that caliber of ammo and also craft that ammo. A lot of them are going to require casings, primer. All of it's in the ammunition workbench. TLDR, you get some ammo, you break it down, done. I need the items for this. It's kind of why I wanted the God mode on, was so we had access to these. Maybe we have to dip over to the actual save. so we can actually test out some of the workbench stuff. Either that or I leave it until off the stream. Player dot just level us up a little bit. Just a little bit. Should have checked to see how much it takes for me to level up. I don't know how we can do that. 635 skill points. Getting to level 50. Wow. And then we're up to 56 perk points. How many of these are there? There's 26 skill point categories. Now, you wouldn't need all of them to 100, but you could get, by the time you get level 50, a quarter of them. That EXP boosted work, they weren't lying. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Right, let me have a look. What do we need? What did we need even? Gambling was needed up to 30. Go in order. Go in order of what I needed. Demolitions, 25. Engineering to 25. Demolitions also had to go up to 30. Fitness we needed to 50, at the very least. Gambling to 30, we've done that. Handguns to 10. Handguns to 30. Influence to 30. I just want to see what the character looks like when we have all the perks. Let Meister say howdy. Test run to commit to the save. We're doing some like behind the scenes testing at the moment, just figuring out what perks are going to be good for a permadeath run pleb. Do you prefer pleb or Meister? Pick into 30. Will look OP. Medicine ultimately needs to get up to 50. Opportunity needs to go up to 10, then 20, then 30 for Swift Learner. Salvage needed to go up to 30. Science. Science needed to go up to 30 at the very least. I'm not sure about all of them, but MAME's definitely in there. I would imagine the other two are. Also 50. Stealth was needed up to 75 for one of the perks. Stealth 25, stealth 30, stealth 75. Survival. I mean, there were higher tier ones. In fact, let's get survival to 100 so we can check out those crafting recipes. Assuming I can get the ingredients. That's nuts. That takes so long to get to. Gambling 30. Gambling 30. Tinkering 30. Or tinkering nothing. The game's crashed. Probably because I'm going that a little bit over intense. Right, let me get that reloaded. Great. Right, back in a second while that reloads. And we're back. Go. Right, hopefully it doesn't do that again. Wow. Am I still leveled up? Nope. I've got to annoyingly go for this again. Oh, right, Jesus Christ. Can we not crash when I'm trying to level up, please? I'm just trying to figure out what we need. I guess I don't need to do all of these for the test. Where's survival? Where's survival? And then I think we need to think of like a plan of action for Survivor. So what was it? All natural gourmand. Where's the cooking one? So ineligible. Is it because I've not taken the ones before it? Probably that, right? Master Chef requires these. Okay. So take that. You get access to several new recipes for preparing meat dishes. We'll take that. We need distilled drinks to get to this. We need chemistry 20 for. So you may now brew new alcoholic drinks and fuels we're cooking. The D of gourmand is a silent D. Gourmand. I have to say it in a slightly French accent. Cooking isn't just a meal, it's an art and a science. You gain access to several new recipes, all of which require many ingredients. Eating these dishes for the first time may give a permanent bonus. So, I mean, eating these dishes for the first time may give a permanent bonus. Does that mean it's not definite? While we're here, let's have a look at Cola Aficionado Sweet Tooth. What's this one? No, I don't need that one. You've learned how to cook several new recipes. Pro save. Right, let's go and check the cooking workbench. See what these new recipes are, see if that's worth getting. It's its own section, which makes it a hell of a lot easier for me to find. Thank you very much. Melancholy Mix, Bittersweet Success, Herbal Enlightenment, King of the Wild Beasts, Kingdom of Cuisine, Tour de Nest, and Vegetarian Delight. Let's have a look. What did these get me? So this is a drink that gives me, what, a temporary boost for 5 minutes? Or 3 hours? 2 hours? 3 hours? Is that like real time? That's nuts. These aren't permanent increases then? 2 hours for 2 hours for 2 hours. I mean, that's fine. They're still pretty good. I don't know if that text needs changing, though. Increased whatever for... They're all 3 hours. 2 hours, 3 hours. So, I mean, realistically, I do a stream and it lasts for about 3 hours. So, pop one of these sort of a stream. What do we... What are we needing? What are we needing? So, +5 charisma, 15% increase to speech checks, and 30% buy sell for 3 hours. Merchant. 5 intelligence, powerful health regeneration, more AP recovery, 50 rad resist for 2 hours. 5 strength and 150 carry weight for 3 hours. That's great. When that wears off, you're going to feel it. +5 endurance and 50 damage, energy rad resist for 2 hours. 5 agility, 50% movement speed, and 50% less fall damage for 2 hours. 3 perception, endurance, and agility for 2 hours. Okay, so your standard fruits, you've got melon, fruit, tarberry, thistle, bloodleaf, that's fine. Soft tofu is a new recipe. Fragrant cooking oil, soft tofu, aster, and fever blossom. This is why I think if we were to go down this route, we definitely need the herbology perk and whatever the other one was. Brahmin meat, gazelle meat, rad stag meat, Yaogwai meat. Can't get that without having gone to Nuka World, unless it ends up in the traders' inventories. Fructose, Mylurk meat, Mylurk queen meat, Nuka Lurk meat, Nuka Lurk queen meat. Okay, another one that's going to require Nuka World. Cave cricket meat. I don't know if these are going to be all that worth going for. With the added thing that they're not a permanent buff. The only thing I can think of is this is what it is if we craft them anyway, and if we have them for the first time, we do get a permanent buff. It's just not in here. So I guess we might be able to test that out, but if it doesn't give a permanent buff, then I don't know if it's worth pushing survival skill all the way just to get them. Like, they're great, but they feel like sort of end game buff. Especially with the meats coming from Nuka World as well. So, don't know if that's going to work for us. Let's look at Gourmand. Gourmandy, then.
Ingested radiation levels safe.
I mean, these seem pretty good in themselves, and these are a little easier to get. Gourmand. So, maybe go for Gourmand and don't worry about the Master Chef. Have that as more of a bonus. F-Claw meat, Gator Claw meat. Nuka Lurk stuff, Gator Claw. Half of it's all Nuka World stuff. How does this collection work? Is it just survival and damage mods added, or quest ones as well? There are some quest mods in here. There's some modded quests, some modded locations. There's no change so far as I could tell from when we played through with the vanilla storyline. All that's in there as well. All the same sort of stuff. Agility, average health regeneration, health and AP. Like, these are really worth doing, but they're all end game. Makes sense for where the perks were. That's what we got here with some alcohol. Vegetables. Grilled tofu. How am I making tofu? Because that's several options that have required tofu. Soft tofu I'm looking for. Where do we reckon that'll be in? Fructose. These all require sugar. Toast. The APC. Or the ATV, whatever it is. It's APC, right? Armored personnel character? Armored personnel carrier. Fructose. Where am I making that? So I need to find soft tofu and fructose. Utility. We found them. Soft tofu. These all require ceramic. Here's the bowl. Purified water, razor grain, silt bean, potato. That's relatively straightforward. We'd have to make a farm, really. Razor grain, potatoes, and then find silt beans. We'd also need to be able to purify water. We can boil water, but we'd need the tech stuff to purify it. Fructose is corn, nut fruits, tarberries, purified water, and plastic. So again, we'd need tech stuff there to actually purify the water. So we'd need to look into what's needed specifically for that. Melon, moot fruit, razor grain, tarberry. It's all purified water. You feel like boiled water would be good enough, but apparently not. Bulper slurry, invisible for 10 seconds. Gives me 21 IRA. Make an energy drink. Fructose. Purified water again. Glowing fungus, melon, moot fruits. Wasteland buzz. Boiled water. Lead belly rank 2. Yeah, I feel like these options should be able to use boiled water. I don't know, have 2 recipes for each and have the boiled water ones be less efficient. So we need what? 1 purified water and it's what? 45 max AP for 30. I don't know, have the boiled water be like 20 max AP for 30. Yeah, they seem worth it. They seem worth getting. Excellent omelette. 100 AP plus 50% AP recovery and strong health regeneration for 3 hours. It also cures addictions. We need a Deathclaw egg, a Mylock egg, and a Red Scorpion egg. Jesus. These standard egg omelets just there to restore AP. Deathclaw glowing egg omelet. Oh my god, wow. Carrot juice gives me health for a little bit. Counts as a drink. Dirty water and a carrot. Does that not give me reds? Or IRA? $30 IRA for... I just noticed I'm still getting experience down the bottom. I know we took the Cola Aficionado to double the stats. Has that doubled how much irradiation I take? Because that feels pretty high for Nuka-Cola. So was it double the AP gain, but also double the IRA? Because that's technically a bad stat. I know this, and we figured this out when we were playing. It's, these don't reduce IRA. These give. They all have a minus in front. I need to double check that because that one says IRA 0.11. I don't think these have been reducing my IRA. I guess we might find out soon enough. Because I would read that dirty water reduces my IRA by 24. I don't know why they have dashes in front. Because it most definitely doesn't. It most definitely gives me IRA at 24. And I will prove that by making one. Checking my IRA. And then consuming. So... IRA is currently 45. Drink that. IRA is 69. Nice. But yeah, the little dash confused me the first time we played around. I need to make sure that we remember that. Which technically means that the poisoned wine removes my ira. That also takes off 150 of my health. But technically, it removes 0.11 of my ira for 4 minutes. It does also poison me, though. Just need to remember that's a thing. So, yeah, the Nuka-Colas suddenly give a huge chunk of ira. I feel like that whole aficionado perk has been done dirty by that. So I may not get that one. It's the little things like that that I wanted to check. These are primarily DLC ones. And we got what? Mole rat chunks. Massive health regeneration for 2 minutes. 2 stim packs and 5 pale flesh. Yeah, I mean, I'd primarily be here for getting the roasted Mirelurk meat recipe. The roasted mole rat chunks. Grilled rad roach. Where are these vegetarian recipes? They're all going to be in here. Not on the cob. I mean, I'm going to have to set limits because there's the whole potatoes are getting nerfed. Future update, or meant to be anyway. If everything's supposed to plan. What else have we got here? None of these give reds or ira. Grilled tofu. Soft tofu again. Raised grain, silk bean, tato. Vegetarian playthrough. Yeah, taters are a little OP. I'd be fine with these if they didn't heal. Costs 1 tato to bake it. Well, question, how do you say your tomato? Tomato? Tomato is more Americanized, right? Tomato is the way I say it from over here in Britbong land. One purified water, 1 soft tofu, 2 raised grain, energy and rad resist for 2 hours. Grilled tofu seems like a pretty good recipe. And the wrong one. Soft tofu, carrot, purified water. The downside to all of these, which is actually good and makes realistic, is the fact that we do need that purified water. Yeah, these are pretty good. We have to make sure to grab every little bit of fungus and plant that we find. So herbology is definitely needed. Water. Bottle of water. Let me go and check the chemistry bench as well. That experience still going up. Let's see what options we have in this. With what we've taken so far. So, chemistry again for a lot of these. Chems, I don't really plan on using chems because of the addiction, but I guess there are going to be some that we might need to use. Get fuel, orange mentats. If I can make some of these, probably going to be there for selling more than anything. Intelligence, highlights, living targets, charisma, mentats, hub flower whiskey. Honestly, that's not bad. Plus 5 charisma, bar to 10% better for 10 minutes. Pop some of those before we enter a shop. Sneaky solve. Increase sneak by 15% for 8 minutes. Carrot flour, hub flour, tater flour, and oil. Okay, we might be using chems a little bit more. The addiction. Utility I don't need to mess around with. We then have the option of steroids, which are temporary boosts for 30 minutes to specific skill sets. Could I, say I'm on 15 engineering, right? And I need 30 engineering to level up a specific skill, perk, whatever. Without putting those 15 points into engineering, could I take some democracy and temporarily raise it to 30 and then upgrade the perk? So I don't have to waste the 15 points into engineering. Because other than that, I don't see the point of these. Pretty sure that using this stuff that we'll transfer me into silver, plus 15 to engineering, influence, and zoology. That's got to be the reason for these, right? Or just specifically when crafting things. Used in the treatment of severe mental trauma, resets all your skills. Another one like the ambrosia. Main items are all going to be medicine, so that's fine. Same with the standard medicine. Medicine, chemistry. Those are all addictions. I mean, I guess if we can get to the point where we can make that, addictions won't matter. Try that again. So, resources. We'll have a look at what we need to get purified water. It seems like a big thing. A little bit longer. Call it a day because it's all planning. So that's fine. Water pump power, that's fine. These require the water chip.
Radiation levels safe.
Science, technician rank 2, and chemistry rank 2. Right, we need to keep raising those then. I mean, I'd opt to go for the industrial one, but at the very least, we could just go for the standard water purifier, which, water purifier, materials, I'm not going to make a note of, I don't really care, because we'll get all those anyway. We need the water chip, which is incredibly expensive, or we need to craft one, which we get the workbench, we can check that out. I'm going to load into the actual save because we've got some of this stuff ready. Zip zoom over to Sanctuary and hope that doesn't break anything. We need science up to technician rank 2, and then chemistry, biochemist rank 2. That's handwriting like a doctor here. So that'd be that. Food wise, we just need the base thing. Don't need any requirements for those, we just need the food. We'll need the universal disassembler. That's fine. The rest of this is fine. What was the other thing that we needed? It would be beneficial to us anyway. Need a mod that makes it that after they've fixed the water plant for Grey Garden, you can use it to make purified water. That would be nice. Power mist. We need the air filtration system. We don't need any science skill for this. We just need to make sure that we have a fusion core, which is relatively easy to get. So, don't got that down at all. Anyway, ooh. What am I looking at? Decontamination arches at the back. Air filtration system. Well, I mean, we need those as well. So, need a fusion core for that. Then, all the way on the other side is this, which again, we don't need science skill for. Kind of feel like you need a science skill for those, but I'll take it. Just need materials, that's fine. That would be the water purification. Food, we just need to find. Radioactive particles in this area will be covered relatively quickly for the air filtration system. So, fusion cores needed for that. And we need to make gas mask filters to upgrade it. What else would we need? It would be specific. I don't think we need anything else with that. The hacking terminal thing that we need, the hot wire. We needed engineering to 25 to be able to craft that. Let me... Right, we have that. So, go over here. We should have hot wire. You may now craft a hot wire device at the utility workbench, which I don't have built yet. Allows you to bypass terminals. Comes with 10 charges. I did want to see what we needed for that, but we don't have the materials. Just wanted God mode on so we could build. What do I actually need for this? Aluminium gears, screws. Okay, we'll do this the easy way then. Scrap all. I know it's got rid of the other workbenches, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. Utility workbench is money, right? Give myself a little bit of money so we can test this. Schematic workbench utility. What else can we do there?
Ingested radiation levels safe.
Hacking tool is great. I used it before. Yeah, I mean, with the reluctance to want to actually do the hacking minigame and having to spend several perks improving that, I think the hacking tool is going to be a great addition. It's a mechanics hotwire device. What would we need for this? Right, we don't need any more skills, which is great. Fusion cells and then some materials. So that's easy enough to do once we have the perks. That's great. We would need to make crafting journals to get the rest of the benches. That's fine. The water chip requires to build a damaged water chip, which I don't think we came across any of those in the entire playthrough when we were testing. Or alternatively, we need science technician rank 4. Jesus. That's a big investment. That's like level 75, maybe. And then Nuclear Fanatic rank 3. I don't know where we get Nuclear Fanatic from. Nuclear Fanatic rank 3. Does anyone know where we'd find a broken water chip? Or damaged water chip? Damaged Damaged water chip. Maybe maybe we find a water chip in the water plant, you know, for the Grey Garden place. They should add an Enclave mod to this map. Which one are you thinking of, Isaac? Because I think there's some stuff there. Some stuff in here that's Enclave related. I don't know if it's the same mod. Some vaults have it. Okay, well, obviously you can buy them, but it was like 20,000 caps or something. What are chips? In vaults, question mark. Sombal recommended it. Could be unreliable information. There is an Enclave mod in this. So we're talking about the Vault 111 military wing, that mod. Alright, crafting journals, just overdue books. It's fine. You know how we halved our jump height? If there's anywhere that we get stuck with, there's the portable ladder that can be made. Mobile ladder. An actual use for those. Used to find them in vaults. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for them in vaults. Go on a big storyline that takes you out to the old facility out in the sea. I don't think I've played that mod. Stealth Boy requires Feather-Footed, which we intend to get. Science Technician 1, which I also intend to get. Railroad Stealth Boy is the same, but requires just Sneak and Sneak Technician. They seem kind of easy to make, materials-wise, so I'll be using those. Universal Workbench, I think it's a little too cheesy. Won't be doing that.
Radiation level 6.
Anything else in here that we would need? Overdue books for the crafting journals. Assembler. Let me have a look at the portable disassembler. That might be worth grabbing. Definitely saw that. America Horizon 2 is what it's called. I've seen that on the Nexus. I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought it was the Vault 11 one. It had the stealth perk on the armors, that'll help a lot. Yeah, anything stealth we're going to be looking at this time. Where was that portable bench? Portable disassembler, that's it. What do we need for this? Grab items on the go. This weighs 10, so... I mean, that kind of counteracts that you can disassemble stuff. We need a legendary microchip for this. And I don't think we can get them from just scrapping weapons normally, so... I will make one of these when we can. Legendary microchips. What can we do to craft one of these? We need Science Rank 2, Circuitry, Technical Document, or Circuitry 15. It will be this recipe, because the technical documents we can't get, I don't believe, until we speak to the Brotherhood. So it'll be Rank 3 Technician, 15 Circuitry to get legendary microchips from scrap. So we need to do that as well, so we can add legendary effects, which I will be looking to do. Yeah, later on, isn't it? Overdue book. Bear me 2 seconds while I just have a quick look for the console code for that, so we can spawn a few in and make all the workbenches once again, so I can see what I need to prioritize workbench-wise. Let me also pause this. Fallout 4. Overdue book. Console code. I know one of the workbenches you can make these in. There is one workbench specifically that I think is there more for decorational items because it's very cheesy and there's a lot of cheese recipes in there that haven't been optimized. So I don't know if I'll be making that one. Player.add item this 000 8257 Did not pass this line. That's because we're adding teams. All team. There we go. 100 overdue books is apparently too much for me to carry. I guess that's a lot of books. Set game hour to 8. I'll wait for that to change the weather for the worst. Okay, so... Oh, I might not actually be able to make all of them. Wow. Yeah, we need a decent... Oh, I was looking for recipes for everything. Crafting journal. Can I dupe those? Am I dropping one? Crafting journal. They're gonna be 0, 0 again. Let me try. 0, 0. It's not gonna be the same, is it? It's gonna be some weird random one. No, that would have been too easy. Right, we do this the painful way then. It's we save, assuming I have cigarettes. I do not have cigarettes. We craft a bed. Save. Just here, yes. Wait for an hour to save. With our crafting journals. And then we're gonna make a workbench. We'll check the recipes. Reload. And then do that until we've checked them all out. All the ones. Here, workbench. We need perks for a lot of these. But what have we got? We got ammo, which is obviously going to be a requirement. So, scrounger, gunsmithery. In fact, this might be an easy way to check straight away, so... Ammo bench requires gunsmithery 1 and scrounger. Lockpick and scrounger. Also rank 1, which I think are both perks that we want to take anyway.
Adjusted radiation levels safe.
Guns. And craft the armor modding workbench. Don't know if we need to prioritize. Obviously, I've scrapped all the benches here. We have access here to workbenches anyway. So I don't know if we need to prioritize that one, that one. Maybe have a look at that one. Working bench is already there. Decals, I don't think we need. Electronics and explosives are probably a yes. No, Radstorm. Not at the minute. That is science rank 1, so I'm never going to bother writing that down. Explosives is demolitions explosives expert, which I think we needed for one of the perks. Hit the deck. We needed 25 and then 30. So demolitions, explosives expert is needed for the explosives workbench. It needs to be rank 1. I think it was the manufacturing one that was a little cheesy. It was either manufacturing or packaging. Junk, jockey, and scrapper. Both will be getting those eventually anyway. Yeah, little oversights where it's like you can craft, say, I don't know. You can craft a mug with 2 ceramic. And then if you scrap a mug, you get free ceramic, so it's free real estate and it's cheesy. Don't want to be doing anything like that. Paint I don't care about. Power armor, that'll come later on. Super Mutant Serum Machine, I think, is only good for strong armor, which we're kind of getting. Universal Workbench, which serves as an on-the-go workstation, requires other workbenches to be unlocked to use. Not yet. And craft the water cleaning station to purify and produce clean water. So I don't know if this is going to be an alternate way to deal with purified water aside from the actual water purification station. So I need science technician. That. So I'll jot it down. Science Tech 1. But then got weapon mods, weaponsmith, armorsmith. Don't really care for making weapons or armor. I think the time and materials to get to that is too much when I'm just going to be finding stuff anyway. Produce we might look at doing, and soda mixing we might look at doing. Survival lead belly for those. So we need to level up the perks. Yeah, survival is at 100 already. Lead belly. Let's get that to rank 2. Let's not get free. I don't know if we need free for the perk. Let's not get free because it's a little overpowered. Science. Lord knows what we need to get up to that certain level, but let me just up this to 50, see if that's enough. Because 50 is sort of where I want to be ending with them anyway. Explosives would be in demolitions. So let's up these for 50 again. Where we're going to be up. Any others while we're here? Gunsmithery and Scrounger for the ammo bench. So lockpick and gunsmithery, we'll upgrade those right now. $50. Painful. Right, learn those. Alright, so we needed Scrounger. I'll just get the ranks of those. Jackpot. Did I miss that one before? We needed Scrounger up to level 1, Gunsmithery to 1. I think that might just be passive. Gambling. Yeah, I think it's just a passive for that one. Explosive Expert might also be passive. And then we needed it so it could hit the deck, but we don't need that now. Science Technician rank 1. Probably passive again. So, let's see. Explosives Expert, Gunsmith, Technician. Right, that should be enough. So... I do a little sleep thing again. Look for save. There we go. There we go. Right, my main interest was the water bench. Produce and mix in explosives. Do the 2 of those to begin with, then we'll reload and check to see what we need. Explosive? Did we not pick the other one? I'm sure I picked, did I not pick soda mixing just?
Safe.
Well, I have my 2 crafting journals, so... Unless it's in a different menu. I only have access to these, so unless that's jank. Maybe in here? I'd assume it's going to be the little Nuka-Cola machine things. So, maybe we have them, maybe we don't. Same with the water one, actually. Right, well, this is where we can make grenades. Will require materials. Maybe we try using flash grenades. I don't know how it work. More ranks into demolitions. The bear traps require blacksmith tinkering. Blacksmith tinkering. A chance to cripple legs causes bleeding damage. These weigh 8 apiece. I mean, are they viable to use at 8 apiece? Maybe if we're going out hunting and we've seen like a deathclaw or something, maybe, but I'm thinking we're sneaking into Covega. The bear trap's going to hit one of them. I'd rather throw a mine down and take out several at the same time. I don't know if that's going to be worth going for the traps. Yeah, there's another water bench. Advanced water station. There we go. That's what we've got. We need chemistry, biochemist rank 2, and a D. Get a trait that gives portable turret, but they're heavy. Portable turret sounds pretty overpowered. Chemistry, biochemist. Just get that up to 50. Should be about that. And then I'm gonna have to add some adhesive. Yeah, biochemist passive ability. We need adhesive. Adhesive. Pull out for adhesive console code. Okay. 001B. F72E. Is that the level up finally finished? Right, now we can build one of these. So, I mean, it's going to be science really to the 50. Advanced water station.
I need to assign someone to this.
Assign someone to... I can make purified water here without the use of a water chip. That might be an easier way to do it. I think the water chip's there more for just getting passive water going into the settlement workbench. 2 dirty water, 2 antiseptic, 2 cloth. And then obviously the tech requirements to get up to it perk-wise. So... Science 50 is important. Gambling 30 is important. Level up handguns. It's currently at 5. What did we need for the handgun bleed? I'm trying to do a little bit of what would we need early game, both in terms of prepping the character and also when we go out for combat. I wasn't able to find where to activate the mod that allows you to build anywhere in the MCM. So, did you check the... There's a section right down the bottom that says optional mods. Handgun 10 for hollow shots. Wow, okay. Really? Like that. Hollow shots. This has got a slight chance to inflict minor bleed and deal 10% damage. Handguns needs to go to 10 fairly quickly as well. Okay, we can do the rest of that stream. Figuring that out. Let's
Tested radiation levels safe.
reload and check those other workbenches. So we did water, we did the other one. Let's get produce and soda mixing. Check those out. Two at a time. That's gonna be in here. Okay, so we can build all the Nuka mixer stations now with that. Produce workbench. So grab that. I wish these were just all in one. One thing I might do as well is
Ingested radiation levels safe.
check to see if that Cola Aficionado perk is actually bugged. Post-war food times 5 brain. Requires the cannibal perk. Okay. Pre-war food times 1. So we can just make packaged food. Let's give me small bits of Ira. We can make preserved stuff. Seems a little cheesy. Seems a little cheesy. Don't know if we're doing this workbench. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be using this work. I guess it's there so you can make things like cotton candy bites. But being able to make the preserved stuff seems a little cheesy. You can make raw meat from antiseptic, bone, and leather. Yep, a little cheesy on that one, so we won't be using the produce workbench. Soda mixes. Nuka Gold. Plus 70 carry weight. Oh my god, that requires Cola, Nuka Cola Orange, Quartz Victory, Wild, Nuka Fruity, and Nuka Ray. That's insane. Soda basic. We can make Nuka Colas, 2 acids, 1 oil, 1 purified water, 1 fruit. They're just gonna be the same. Cola Buzz Fancy Free Twinkle. Cola Buzz Fancy. Okay, these are all the same. They're just different variants. Okay, that's fine. Looks like a permanent buff. Really? Plus 70 carry weight. Oh, it doesn't say, like, for the next hour. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty good. We need chemistry biochemists for that. A lot of work to go into that one then. So, produce workbench is a no. Because of cheese. If that is permanent, that's really good. Ammo workbench is an yes. And right, electronics. And actually get these ones. Yeah. Manufacturing, packaging, paint work. Weapon mod. Craft the weapon modding workbench. Let's have a look. Weapons workbench. Electronics. It's just a standard weapon bench. Just a standard weapon bench, okay. Kind of a little cheesy that a lot of the settlements just have a lot of those already. Electronics is specifically just for Stealth Boy. We need Sneak and Science Technician. I can craft these in one of the other benches. So, a whole workbench just for one item. Maybe there's more things we can unlock. That's a no. Fitness, toughness, armor smith. Fitness, toughness, armor smith. Toughness, armor smith. Toughness, toughness, toughness. Just make sure we got that. Where's armor smith? Tinkering armor smith. There is indeed. That's what I mean. I'm just working out now if it's worth going for some of these. Like, I could put points in, get into the stats needed for the produce bench, and then I realize I don't actually need the produce bench, or don't want to use it because it's cheesy. But I don't want to waste those points. Okay, clothing smith. I mean, it'd tell me anyway, I just wouldn't be able to actually make them. Road levers. Damaged hazmat suit. I can make a damaged hazmat suit with a hazmat suit. Why would I do that? And then with some cloth and leather, we can make any of the outfits for the most part in the game. Well, a lot of them anyway. Don't really see the point, because you end up finding a lot of these fairly easy anyway. Okay, well, I don't need to rush for any of those. Unless, like you said, we find more recipes later on. I'll keep an eye out if I spot any of those. Outfit regular. Oh, no, is it done it through here, like the ammo bench? Yeah. Yeah, it might be that potato. Craft casual clothing armor. Holders. Okay, maybe we do need these workbenches then. So, like the ammo, we find additional things in there. And then if I go back to this, there's more option. Time to remake those other workbenches. Okay, okay. So we might actually need these workbenches then. Don't know about this one specifically, but what one did I say was produce was cheesy, so we won't do that one. It was the electronics bench. Let me place that down. Go back into here. I mean, there's no additional option this time. Might as well max out all skills to double check. Yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not going to do that on the stream. It's going to take too long to cycle through all those. But I think at the very least there's going to be some workbenches that we prioritize over the others. So What do we get? We get the standard one anyway, which is what we're working on. The utility workbench is needed for every other thing, so that's priority number 1. Water bench is top priority as well. Ammo bench. The Nuka-Cola thing can come a little later on. Armor mod we don't need because we'll have. Same with chems and cooking. Decal, I think, is purely decorational stuff. Cap collector, I may check that in a second. We need explosives, that's another one we need to get. Manufacturing and packaging, I think, were cheesy ones. Check. Moment. The rest, I don't think we'd use or need. Let's try the packaging one and either one. Extended workbench is great, but so confusing. I find it a little cheesy. Later element. Packaging and manufacturing. Wrapper and jockey. Surely going to be in salvage. Maybe tinkering. It takes it down like I've not got hundreds of points to spend anyway. This will be the last thing I check out, I think. Learn the skills. Armorsmith, blacksmith. We want junk jockey. Strength requirement 3 for rank 2. Manufacturing is really scrapper. Did we not pick that already? Maybe in a different reload. Get all ranks, make sure we got it. Packaging, manufacturing. Those. One of those. Right, the manufacturing. Fusion battery bank. Bubblehead replicas. Bones. Bottles. It might be needed for bottle production. I don't find that cheesy, because it actually uses a decent amount of materials. As long as we don't make any that we can get more by scrapping than what we actually make, I think it's fine. I'd probably just go for a standard beer bottle. So manufacturing is definitely in there. Manufacturing, but don't use any of the cheese recipes. Stuff here that we're just not going to be making at all. Components, containers, bottles again. Containers. Yeah, I mean, things like this, I think a lot of these are there for decorational if you're getting them in with other decorational settlement mods. Concrete bag requires 5 concrete. If I break it down, I get 5 concrete, fine. Other ones, not so good. So, bag of fertilizer, for example, requires 1 acid, 1 cloth, and 4 fertilizer. If I then break down the bag that I've just made, I get 2 acid and 8 fertilizer. So this is costing me a little bit of cloth to just stockpile fertilizer. I won't be using any cheese. That's mainly here for the bottles. Potentially the empty blood packs. Yeah, just free stocks, really. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, it's fine. Some of them I don't know why. Like, that's fine. We can make a pencil. 1 lead, 1 rubber, 1 wood. Break it down, we get 1 lead, 1... So we lose it. That's fine. Yeah. Not far. Unlike that, we can make pre-war money. It costs 2 cloth to make. It weighs nothing, and we can sell it for 10. So that's 2 cloth for 10. I'm pretty sure if we were to buy 2 cloth, it would not cost me 10. So again, there's cheese to be had in this if you really want. I won't be doing it. Packaging workbench, later sample. Also, people like it for the roleplay aspect of building. That's what I mean there. It's for like decoration or what have you, that's fine. But if you're using it to cheese materials... these are for making shipments. So... can use that. We don't need. Okay, very good. Right, let me go ahead and...
Tested radiation levels safe.
say we're ready. It's fine. I think that's probably enough planning and prepping that I want to do on stream. There's a couple of things that I want to check off stream as well. In terms of getting all those skills to 100. And then seeing what else can be unlocked. But I think we've done a bulk of the work. Put together an actual build for change. We've got a big list of perks that we definitely need, that we should get, that we can get if we have any free perk points. And then the rest would all be a bonus. So, yeah, I think I'll leave it there. That was a big old prep session for a character. So, as usual, I do hope you have enjoyed the stream. If you have, do drop a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Do check those links down in the video description, as always. All said and done, I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.